What's going on, everyone? So there's a lot of questions with this Lakers, right? They are still currently the 10th seed. Luckily, caught a couple breaks. A couple teams are losing on a couple losing streaks. Dallas on a 2-game. Suns are on a 2-game. Warriors, they're missing Andrew Wiggins. They are coming off of a loss. Hopefully, they lose a couple games. But problem is, the Lakers need to start winning some games. Now, Lakers just had an excellent February in which they went 9-3 in their 12 games. But now they got a really tough test ahead of them with this March schedule, right? And they started it off very poorly, losing to the Denver Nuggets. But it doesn't get easier. They got the Thunder, the Kings, the Bucks, the Timberwolves, the Kings again, the Warriors. And then it starts kind of getting a little easier. Got the Hawks, the Sixers. We'll see what happens with Joel Embiid. There are some talks that Joel Embiid may return towards the end of March. Of course, it's the Lakers, so if there was ever going to be a day in which Joel Embiid returns, it's against the Lakers on March 22nd. But if they don't have Joel Embiid, then that is a game that is very winnable. Pacers, Bucks would be tough. Grizzlies, Pacers again, and then the Nets to round out March. And then April is kind of a nice balance, right? You got the Raptors, the Wizards to start. Then you got the Cavs, the Timberwolves, the Warriors. Then you got the Grizzlies, and then the Pelicans. And that rounds out this season. Lakers are going to need to win in these next 20 games. They're going to have to win at least probably 12. I'd like somewhere in the 14 range. To win 12 games, you basically have to go 4 games over 500 the rest of the way. It's not asking for a lot. But can they? Right? Now, the starting 5 with Rui inserted, with Reeves, D'Lo, LeBron, and AD, now they're 8-2, but their 2 losses are against the 2 good teams that they've played. The Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets, right? And you look at their wins, the Knicks were missing half of their roster. You beat the Hornets, you beat the Pelicans, which that was good, that was noticeable. You beat the Pistons, the Jazz, right? You beat the Spurs, you beat the Wizards, right? Those aren't really it's good that you beat them. Obviously, you want to beat the bad teams, but it's not something that you look at and go, man, this lineup is it. They're averaging 120 points with the starters, but they're also giving up 114, right? So basically, they need to outscore their opponents. And the concern is 2 things. One, their bench has lacked mightily, right? Because all of your bench guys that were scoring for you are now all in the starting unit, right? Rui was coming off the bench for a long time this season. Austin Reeves for a third of the season was coming off the bench. Even D'Lo had some stints where he was coming off the bench. Well, now they all moved to the starting lineup. Yes, you got a couple guys out, but none of those guys are really going to help with the offensive production off the bench, right? Gabe Vincent might help a little bit. Christian Wood should help a little bit. But neither of those guys are guys that are going to give you 15 plus on a given night off the bench. Maybe on occasion, but you're not going to be leaning on them heavily on the offensive side. We'll see if Spencer Dinwiddie can finally get a real role. It just drives me crazy the way Darvin Ham is utilizing Spencer Dinwiddie right now, because he's a guy that I do believe could give you, 12 to 15 a night off the bench, with regularity, and dish out 5 to 7 assists on a regular night. He could solve a lot of the bench woes. The other concern is, the 2, again, you're trying to outscore your opponent essentially you're trading defense for offense, right? The 2 higher power offensive guys in the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets, you lost to. And especially in the Suns, they took off to a big lead. So basically, if your offense doesn't show up, you don't have the defense to offset to balance it out. And then on top of that, you are sacrificing a lot of rebounding. Because, again, watch the games. A lot of the offensive rebounds that teams are getting are long ball rebounds because D'Lo, Reeves, and Rui Hachimura don't have the foot speed to track down those basketballs to go get the rebounds to get out in transition. So teams are just we just have to beat these slow-footed guys to the ball, and guess what? It's our basketball, right? And all of these things show that we need that injection of youth and athleticism. And, Cam Reddish, for example, he's came back and he's had his impact in some ways, still trying to figure some stuff out, right? You could see he's still dealing with some issues. even the other night, he only played like 4 minutes because his ankle was bothering him. So it might take him a little while to get back into the swing of things. Saw Darvin Ham inject him in the Denver game, which I understand the idea, right? I get, like, let's see if we can kind of slow down Jamal Murray because, fourth quarter Jamal against the Lakers is prime Michael Jordan every time. So I do get, like, Darvin Ham started with Cam Reddish and Spencer Dinwiddie. Then eventually he took out Spencer Dinwiddie, brought in Rui Hachimura, but left Cam Reddish. Problem is he left out D'Lo. Again, if you wanted to see how it looked, fine, especially early on while you were keeping it close and the Lakers even had a lead. But as soon as you saw that Jamal Murray was still torching the Lakers and Cam Reddish wasn't able to slow him down, I think that was your sign. Okay, take Reddish out and put D'Lo in and let D'Lo... yes, he's not going to stop or slow down Jamal Murray, but at least you get some offense, some playmaking, and some just better versatility out there to where maybe you could continue to fight better and maybe get some better offensive looks rather than just constantly spamming Austin Reeves and LeBron. And then Denver finally figured it out, and then you had no offense beyond that. Maybe D'Lo, you could have ran some pick and roll action. D'Lo's also been very good in big moments and hitting big shots, and he was very good in that Nuggets game. Right? And it's just like, it's the coach does us no favors, but a lot of the Lakers' issues could be solved because of Jared Vanderbilt. And it's frustrating, right? Because this team just keeps showing how valuable Jared Vanderbilt is to this team. I have talked about this heavily. I've talked about this a lot. I talked about it in the offseason, talked about it periodically throughout this season. Like, Jared Vanderbilt is so important for this Lakers team because he does so many things for the Lakers. Obviously, his defense, his point of attack, him being an on-ball defender. It's massive, right? He, like, in that situation against Denver, you would hope, right, that instead of Cam Reddish, it would have been Jared Vanderbilt, right? And then Jared Vanderbilt could have been on Jamal Murray, causing him issues and just mayhem and troubles, right? Cam Reddish has been serviceable this year. He's been, in my opinion, he has been worth more than his contract. He has been a great get for the Lakers on the defensive side of things because, again, he's on a vet minimum contract and he has been very good defensively in many key spots for us this season. But he's not Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like, there's levels to this, right? If Cam Reddish is like a B- defender or like a C+ defender, I mean, Jared Vanderbilt is like, at worst, a B+ to an A-, if not better. I mean, you can make an argument Jared Vanderbilt is the best on-ball defender in the league. Like, he has been that good, and the numbers back it up. He has been very good. But it's also everything else besides the defense, right? His ability to help generate offense. And yes, talking about offense. Now, he's not a guy that's just out there just getting buckets, crossing dudes over. He's not Kyrie with the basketball out there, right? But his ability to get live turnovers that lead to transition, his ability to get and grab offensive rebounds, his ability to get deflections and read passing lanes and create turnovers that lead to other possessions. All of those things translate to more points on the scoreboard for the Lakers. And the Lakers did a very good job of getting Jared Vanderbilt to be good offensively for them because of the type of offense that they're running this year. Last year, he was a bit of a liability because they were running the 1 in, 4 out. So Jared Vanderbilt was basically just tucked away in the corner all game, and teams just sagged off of him and forgot about him, right? Well, this type of offense, where we're running the 5 out, you get a lot of player movement, you get a lot of action set up, right? Jared Vanderbilt was constantly moving without the basketball. He was also able to be a weak side help rebounder, defender, but he also just covers so much ground. Like, Lakers go from like middle of the pack defensively with just Anthony Davis. I mean, Lakers go from like bottom defense to like middle of the pack with Anthony Davis. And then you add in Jared Vanderbilt and it's like Lakers are like at worst top 5 defense. And it's because Anthony Davis covers so much ground. And then you add a guy in Jared Vanderbilt who covers so... I mean, how many times have we seen Jared Vanderbilt on like one side of the court and then flies over to the other side and then he's back to the other side and then he's recovering over here and then he's back over here and then he's blocking a shot and you're just like, dude, this guy's teleporting. Like, what is happening right now? And it's just that level of impact. And then his ability to be quick-footed and his athleticism and he's just a better slasher and cutter than what Cam Reddish has been. And so he is more of a threat in that role on the offensive side, where, like you saw in the Denver game, like Jamal Murray was basically just resting on defense. Right? I mean, there were times where you just had his hands on his knees, just like watching things develop, because he didn't have to worry about Cam Reddish. And it was like, hey, if Cam Reddish hits 3 threes, we'll live with it. And yes, you could argue, well, okay, he could do the same thing with Jared Vanderbilt. But no, Jared Vanderbilt has just better instincts and just quicker at getting to the basket. He's a better slasher, better cutter. If Jared Vanderbilt saw Jamal Murray doing some of the things that Jamal Murray was doing in that Denver game, Jared Vanderbilt would have dropped 30 on him. Like, because he would have just said, as soon as he saw him, like, bend, oh, boom, I'm gone. Right? I mean, you see it all the time. So Jared Vanderbilt would have been able to offset that better. The Lakers just need his energy, his effort, his tenacity, his point of attack. I mean, look, I've even made an argument, like, you got to move him to the starting unit. Like, two things. One, our best 5-man unit still is D'Lo, Reeves, Vando, LeBron, and AD. Like, even this year. Problem is they haven't played as many minutes as they had last year. But even in the limited minutes, like, they're the best on both sides of the ball. But I mean, I wouldn't even mind if you did something where, like, you had like a closing 5, or even like your starting 5 was like D'Lo, Vando, Rui, LeBron, and AD, and just go big, right? And especially in the postseason, you could put, like, because what the Lakers have done, especially more so in the Clippers game, is LeBron playing the 3 and then Rui as the 4, helping on the rebounding side. And then also just he's better at the 4. And then, like, look at LeBron was defending Kawhi Leonard. We even saw it a little bit in the Denver game. You could do something where, like, you have D'Lo, Vando, and LeBron out on the perimeter. Now you have the foot speed, the athleticism to track down those loose balls, get the offensive rebounds, right? Vanderbilt's a better rebounder than pretty much everyone else not named LeBron and AD. And his ability to just be that hustle guy. And then LeBron being out on the perimeter, being able to track that down. Also, your defense would be better. And then Rui could help down low with the rebounding with Anthony Davis. I just think he'd be better rebounding. Jared Vanderbilt, does Jared Vanderbilt make us immediately the best team in the league? No. But he brings us a lot closer. I think people undervalue at times how much of an impact Jared Vanderbilt has to this team. Like, he is so important in so many facets for the Lakers. And he is desperately, desperately needed. And hopefully he comes back sooner rather than later. Now, we're still not out of the woods yet as far as him returning. Hopefully we get an update soon. But we need Vando, and we need him badly. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What do you think of Jared Vanderbilt and his impact? Whatever your thoughts are, however you feel, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Let's enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.